Now it's a little tricky at the shoulder. If you find this one has got a nerve, it's going right into the corner of the shoulder, and that's going to go around to the back. That's the suprascapular nerve. And so it's going above the scapula and goes around the back. Its big motor output is supraspinatus and infraspinatus, those two big muscles on the back of the, on either side of the spine of the scapula. Then there's a couple of good nerves here. This big robust nerve is next, a little bit superior to the following nerve, and that's your subscapularis, subscapular nerve. There's a first and second on the cat. They're just a subscapular nerve on the human, so you don't really need to know first from second, just subscapular. And then a nerve that's going to be associated with blood vessels here and goes into the axillary region. You can see it's taking its course right with those blood vessels. That's the axillary nerve. Axillary nerve. And then there's a branch off of that, which is this little tiny one here. And that's technically the second subscapular. Right? So first subscapular, axillary, following all those vessels, and then a little branch off of that behind there is second subscapular. So, I mean, this doesn't get any better than that. You know, I mean, there's various levels that you received it in, and little luck, little skill, but this is really, it's really good. And then just a couple of other things to consider on the side here. Everyone hopefully can recognize that serratus anterior, that really interesting shaped muscle there, the boxer muscle, its band shape, and that nerve running along it is long thoracic, and that's what it innervates. You've got one coming around the back here, and that's going to be thoracodorsal. Remember, thoracodorsal, dorsal side of the thorax. That's your one of the major muscles there is your latissimus dorsi, and that's exactly what that's going to serve. And then there's a very good, we got it dissected out here, so you can see the cartilage rings here of the trachea. So this is the windpipe here of the cat. And running along that is the carotid artery. And with the carotid artery is a pretty good sized nerve, and that's the vagus. Right? So that's your major parasympathetic output from the cranium. Goes all the way up to the head. And I have to verify this, but there was a nerve that I found that was running along the trachea, which is where it should be, very thin one, and this is, I have to spend a little more time with this cat to make sure, but we're running right along the trachea, and that suggests that this is the phrenic nerve for the cat. And that's going to go on down to the diaphragm and be the sole motor output to the diaphragm, stimulating the diaphragm. So I don't know. That's about all we could get on the brachial plexus for the cat. So, functions.